Hey guys, this is Bo. Welcome back. I wanted to do a video that's more personal. And yeah, I'm down in the wood shop again. Sorry, I just drank some water. I've been working again. Someone threw this table out, and I decided to repurpose it because that's fun. Actually, these are the runners of the table. It's from a next door neighbor. And I'm going to build him a picture frame using his own table. So he'll think, holy shit, look at me. I just made you something. And then I'll say, actually, it was yours the whole time. I just remade your table into a picture frame. Ooh, Inception table. Actually, the purpose of this one is just to show 25 things about me, GamingCoachX, or Bo, or whatever you know me as, or a dickhead if you look at my Skyrim is too easy video. Goo, gotcha. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try my best to stay on topic, but considering the nature of these videos, I highly doubt that will happen. So I will endeavor to try my best to do 25 interesting things about me, and first thing I better do is grab a damn pen to look around to make sure I note which number I'm on. Otherwise, I have a good feeling you guys are going to be like, oh, did he say 20 things or one thing or a couple things? No, damn it, 25. I'm going to try my best. Okay. Could be different. We'll find out. Yay, piece of plywood. Whenever you're down the wood shop, the best thing for using a scrap is piece of plywood. See? What did I build on that? Oh yeah, that was a bookcase. Don't know where. Anyway. Number one. Is my name actually Bo? Yes, my name is Bo. Easy. That was some crazy shit there. That was some stuff. So Gaming Coach X, what was actually, let's go number two, which is how did Gaming Coach X come to be? Because that's kind of what a lot of you new subscribers know me as. Before, this channel was actually Gaming Coach Extraordinaire. The only problem is a lot of folks had issues like actually being able to type extraordinaire, and it was just freaking long. And not to mention, Gaming Coach X has a connotation about gaming, right? But extraordinaire was just a little bit too formalish and shitty sounding. So if you can type extraordinaire without the spell check, do it in the comments, because I had so many problems with people that were like, dude, really? I don't really know what the hell you're doing, and I can't even type that. So let's actually move on my chair here. Whoa, Inception chair. So that way you guys see something a bit cooler, like maybe my wood shop. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. And then you can see back here was a piece of the green screen that used to be over here, and my dust collector, my table, my bench, and some work I'm doing. Okay, so let's see if I can maybe make this work. See, look, table saw and miter saw. Anywho, number three. How long have I been doing YouTube stuff? I don't know, like since 2008, but the only problem is I didn't do gaming videos until 2011. Before then, I was doing a whole bunch of vlogs and kind of like Toastmaster speeches, and I got maybe a couple hundred subs, but as soon as I hit that Skyrim, like running away from the Frost Giant video, it was like 50,000 views in a week. Pretty much dropped that stuff and went right into gaming. Let's see, number four. Where am I from originally? Like, where's my hometown? My hometown is Jamestown, Colorado. Population 250. Okay? So, yeah, it was a bit of a hick town, 45 minutes northwest of Boulder, Colorado. And that was interesting. I was there until I was about 13 years old. So you can understand I had a little difficulty trying to adjust to city life when I was only really raised around construction workers and dudes my whole life. So lots of motorcycles, guns, and blowing stuff up. Number five. How about, let's see. Ooh, the graduating class of my elementary school, which was up in Jamestown, where I was from, the 250 person town, was four. Yeah, and the whole school was 29 people. Shit, I remember that. Yeah, 29 people in the whole place. So really, grades were only just to distinguish about whether or not you went somewhere else. I mean, other than that, we were like all in the same room. So you'd learn arithmetic with the bigger kids. So by the time you actually got to that, it was like, yeah, I've heard this for a couple of years. So boom, easy. Let's see, number six. Jesus, 25 of these things. Let's see. God, okay. Let's see. I almost got into a fight with somebody in high school because I depantsed his girlfriend in the middle of gym class, not once but twice. And this guy was the boyfriend of that girl, and he didn't have the balls to come at me by himself, so he had his big old friend come at me. And at the time, I was in junior ROTC, which is Reserve Officers Training Corps for the Air Force. And I had a whole bunch of ribbons and buttons all over my jacket. And part of those have these little things called frogs. They're like little posts that stick out, and you put a little frog on the outside to kind of hold it in, right? So you have a post and then a frog. So this guy grabs me by my lapels, and oh fucker, I'm gonna whatever. And so I slip the frogs off, and now you just have these little posts that are about ½ inch long. I position his thumbs right over him and shove them straight through his thumbs all the way to the bone and held him there. And you could see this guy was doubling over in pain because I got it right in the bone. And I was just like, hey, I didn't know we had a problem. I was wondering if you're just going to be cool about it, and me and you will just shake hands, and then I'll have a conversation with this guy over here and apologize for my bad behavior, and certainly apologize to his girlfriend, and treat them to a dinner or something. All the time, this guy has blood dripping all the way down his fingers, and he's freaking doubling over in pain. And he tried to headbutt me once, but I shoved him really, really deep. And then he just chilled. And so as soon as I said, now I'm going to move these, if you come at me, we're going to have another problem, and it will be way worse than what you're dealing with right now. So, we cool? And he's like, yeah, we're cool. Pulled him out. He was bleeding like crazy all over. He walked away, shook hands, he walked away. And I bought the other guy and the girlfriend that I depantsed dinner someplace and called it good. Never got shot or anything, so I guess that was a plus. But yeah, okay. Anyway, number 7. I was actually a part of the Junior Officers Reserve Corps for 4 years in high school. That is basically like a primer for going into the military. And the kind of cool thing about that is that for me, it gave me a sense of, I don't know, it was fun for me because I really enjoyed kind of regiment and organization and making sure and cool stuff. Like, who doesn't like going up in Huey helicopters and going to go fly around in AC-130 airplanes? That's pretty sweet stuff, and you got to do all that in JRTC. And I was in charge of 120 cadets when I was Corps Commander for 2 semesters. So I really, there wasn't many people that could do what I did. I was drill team commander and color guard commander, and we were number 1 in our region, which was Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, and I think some other places anyway. It was like our region. We were number 1 rated and kicked ass at that. And then let me go to number 8, which was I almost got into the Air Force Academy. I was that close. So for you guys who aren't in the United States, or you're in the United States and don't understand what the Air Force Academy is, the Air Force Academy is on point with like West Point for the Army, Annapolis for the Navy, and the Air Force Academy for DERP, the Air Force, which is in Colorado Springs. I was recommended by my senator. I had hookups with the governor of the state. And unfortunately, I'm not very good at taking standardized tests. So my ACT score, which is whatever, only did like a 24 or something, or 25. You needed like a 28 to get in. I got denied from the Air Force Academy, and I appealed like crazy. I was like, dude, I got 4 years in. I've been here all the time. I'm dedicated. I got my grandfather was in the Air Force. Everybody, like my other granddad was in the Navy. We were like a military family, so why can't I get any consideration for that? I'm actually going to stick it out. Because at the Air Force Academy, 30% of cadets that join will drop within the first semester because they thought it was a free ride for school when they figure out real quick that it's actually military stuff and they're going to maybe have to pew kill people or do stuff that they're not used to, which is like order and like regulation and doing things by the books and having to take command and lead people and make decisions that are shitty. A lot of them leave. And so you have these people like me who are just busting our balls to get into that place, and sure enough, just can't get in. But you know what? That was in 2000. And I'll tell you this, in 2001, September 11, I was certainly happy not to be in the Air Force Academy because, whoa, would that have sucked to be a commissioned officer in the Air Force. You probably would have got it out. We'll see. But it's interesting. A lot of stuff broke down for me at that point. Let's see, 2009. Then my backup was to go to, so number 9, I guess, is going to CU Boulder, which was my alma mater, my college. And I got an accounting, business administration, emphasis in accounting, and minored in real estate there. So, I mean, as far as like numbers wise and all that, hey, you know, I can pretty much handle it. And the funny part is, I haven't done like any accounting really. I mean, I do, and I know how to read stuff, and I know where everything goes. But the industry I'm in, which is I just don't do straight accounting or journal entries or whatnot. Okay, let's see. 10. Man, did I really think I was going to do this? Oh, okay. So in high school, oh, okay, check this. You will like this. The first internet connection I ever had was a 2800 baud modem. And do you even know what a 2800 baud modem is? Okay, so think of this, right? Every time you do a kilobyte, right, or just a byte, B-Y-T-E, is 8 bits, right? So 8 bits goes into 1 kilobyte. So a 2800 baud modem has 2800 bits coming through every second. Okay, so that means I'm downloading 2400 2800 bits. So if you push that out, it's about 2 point. God, you're talking like 240. Not even that. God, Jesus, it's been so long since I've touched it. Okay, so 800 would be 100 bytes. And so that would be 1632, about 400 bytes, 400 bits a second going up and down. That's not even 1 mega, that's not even 1 kilobyte, okay? You're talking 400 like just 400 bits going back and forth. That was when I was on Pine and Gopher and using terminal commands in order to log through to Telnet. Yeah, I was even before AOL. That was back 2000, or that was like 92, 93. And I can't even believe I didn't even think, like, oh my God, we can make muns on this. But I didn't. So let's see. First computer I ever got that was mine. Interesting story. Now that it's a little far past, I don't feel too bad saying it. So me and my dad went to Sears to get a computer. This is how old this is, okay? This is way old. And we saw what was it? Yeah, a compact 486 DX with 16 megs of RAM, a 13-inch monitor or something, and a really cool mechanical keyboard. Wish I kept that. Anyway, that was it was like $1,600 for that thing. So there's no way we could ever have it because it's really expensive. But we figured, what if we just put down like a holder on it, just so that way maybe, if we had enough money for it, we could come back and get that. At the time, my dad was also picking up a couple tools so he could work on his car. And so we put down a small deposit. I think it was like $10 on the computer, and he bought his tools. And he went in the back. So you drive in the back of Sears to pick up some of the tools that are kind of bigger. So anyway, the guy who was loading stuff into the car was kind of special, if you know what I mean. So he read the receipt and put down like the tool, and computer. And we were inside. Like we went and just looked around a bit because the guy was taking a while. And so anyway, the guy comes back and, really happy, gives the receipt to my dad and says, "Thank you, sir, we're good." We check in the back, we see a couple boxes, look like tools, and we bail. Looked a little taller, but no idea. So anyway, we get back home, which is up in the hills, right? And we start unloading the 2 tools, and under that we see the computer. The full computer, okay? You're talking everything. The keyboard, monitors, computer tower, everything. And we just didn't take it back. So if you didn't know, no harm, no foul. There's no tracking anything back then. I mean, they don't even track serial numbers. They just put it in the crate. So anyway, I got my first computer for $10 back in the day, and I remember playing TIE Fighter and One Must Fall 2097, and I had the computer forever. It was actually a great computer. 48,000. It was a 4800 baud. No, 48, 56. There was up to no, was it? It wasn't a 50. It was a 24.4 thousand baud modem in that one. Hey, so you're almost getting into the kilobyte area, but I had two, so I had 48.8K connection to the internet. So I was slamming back then. So that's how I got my first computer. That was kind of a funny one, but don't worry about it. Sears, I paid you back many times before, bought lots of your stuff. Okay, so be all okay. But that was a silly mistake, and I should have taken it back, but I couldn't drive down. Yeah, okay. Okay, number 12. Man, this is going to take a while, but I think you guys will be okay with it. Number 12. When I was younger, so back in the hills, right, the stories we had in the hills, we had motorcycles. Even though I was 10 or 12, I had a little 50cc, and it eventually got upgraded to, I think it was an 80cc. I can't remember. I remember having, maybe it was just the 50cc we had, and I had a 125cc. Anyway, so we used to ride up and down the streets. It was like a big old gang. Like all of us had motorcycles. And we actually made it to the point where the town folk put in a law making it illegal for like dirt bikes under 125cc to be ridden on the street if you were underage. For some shit, I don't know, whatever the fuck. It wasn't actually like a real one, but I think the parents were just trying to make a point to not make a lot of noise. So what we did was we actually got these little motorcycles that it's the ones you use a lawnmower engine on, and they're geared really low. So they're not going to go super fast on you, but you can like crawl up a freaking hill like this and it won't even bog the engine. It's just geared that way. We picked up a couple of those from a guy up the hill who just had them laying around. We bought them for like $20 a piece. We retooled them, fixed all the stuff, and then we became like the lawnmower bike gang. And no one could fuck with us because it's like, what are you gonna do? We have lawnmower engines in a bike kind of object. It was fun, good stuff. I remember that. That was a good one. Let's see, number 13. I'm trying to think of this. Oh, right. That was a good one. So here's the one that's kind of funny. So back in the day, same place, Colorado, Jamestown. Me and my best friends, we all built a tree house. And this tree house was pretty boss. It was between 3 trees, which is engineering-wise one of the strongest things is a triangle. Didn't really know that, but I knew that a triangle would be pretty good, and it's cheap on materials. So we built this platform, and then we built a second one, and then we put down flashing and plywood and built an actual legit house. Like, it was really legit. Like, watertight, had carpeting, a window, and all this other stuff up in the mountain, like up in a tree someplace. No one really knew where it was, but anyway, we'd spend like literally every night up there. And our parents actually made a rule saying every third night we had to come home. We couldn't stay up there all the time. And I remember this one time that this kid Brad had to shit, right? So he didn't want to go down. He was like really scared. And so anyway, we cut a hole inside, hung his little ass out, and he's sitting there like trying to pinch off one. And all of a sudden, below us, and we were up about maybe 10 feet off the ground, right? Probably not, about like 12 or 13 feet. We hear, "Wow, wow." It's a fucking mountain lion right below where this kid's shitting. So he's like, fucking pull me up. I can't do it, man. I'm like, well, you better shit on the thing, otherwise it's not going to want to go away. And the kid literally shit his pants as we were pulling him up. And like, I don't know if it hit the mountain lion or something below, but the mountain lion took off, like ran away the other way. But to this day, I'll always remember that kid as like the kid who was screaming while he was shitting while we were trying to see a mountain lion for the first time. That was pretty shitty. All right, let's see. Number 14. I want to give you something a little more modern, okay? A little more modern. When I was in high school, I had a couple different jobs. I actually worked at Best Buy for a while as a computer salesman for Best Buy. Now, I think the Best Buy always says they're really known for, oh my God, guys, we don't do commissions here. We just don't do commissions. That's just how we are. We like to give back to the client. But unfortunately, it does nothing to motivate me, and it never did. So I remember for July 4th, see, kind of nice, July 4th today, a long time ago, we had this big old meeting, and at the time, computers were like 6 out of 10 of the highest grossing items for revenue. So they're like, you guys better sell the balls out of all that stuff. You better sell, otherwise the whole store is not going to get bonuses. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so I raise my hand and I say, excuse me, but why would I want to sell harder than any of the other people in here? If you want me to sell harder than anybody else, why don't we start making commissions? Or give me an incentive, right? And so the management was just like, well, we don't do that here. You should be fighting for the company dollar or whatever the shit. And so I remember being like, well, there's no reason for me to fight hard for you if you're yelling at me to sell more, yet I get nothing if I sell 1 or 0 or 20. And at that point, I had like 3 managers pull me aside, and we're talking like 50 people behind me, pull me in the back and just were like, okay, you're going to get fired right now. And I'm like, what, fired? You're going to fire me for that? And they're like, yeah, you're fired. Sign all these papers. Now, I was stupid and young and actually signed those papers. Now, if you are smart, you'll never ever sign papers for anybody when they fire you, because that basically is saying I voluntarily left on my own accord, which is what I was signing. I didn't know it at the time. And I'm sitting there fucking crying my eyes out. I've never been fired in my life. I've been like kicking ass and they're to fire me. And I remember running home to my mom and dad on the 4th of July, and I'm just like bawling. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? I can't believe I got stuffed because of blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's how I got fired from Best Buy. And a lesson to you all, if you're going to get fired, just get fired. Don't ever let anybody have you sign any paperwork. You just fucking bail and let them figure it out. 15. Okay, we're going to keep going. There's another one, right? I used to work at Golfsmith selling golf clubs in high school. And I always remembered this because it was a summer job for me. I don't remember working during the school year. Maybe I did. I don't remember. Anyway, I remember seeing teachers that had told me to bust my ass and go through school so that way I can make something of myself, selling golf clubs alongside me. And I was like, what? Wait a second. Hold on. You mean to tell me you told me earlier in the year to bust my ass so I can make something of myself, yet you have to work at a golf store during the summer? And that was a great way to start off the conversation with a lot of the employees there. Anywho, you did make commissions there if you were a certified salesperson. And in order to pass the certified salesperson test, you had to get like a 95 or something out of 100. And there were like, I think 50 questions. So you screw 1, you get 1 wrong. You're okay. You get 2, you don't get it. So I was really friends with a real old guy there. And so he was like, hey, you going to take that sales test? I'm like, shit, I wish I could. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to pass it if I can only get 1 wrong. So he slips me a piece of paper, which is a laminated answer sheet for the test, and says, now, you didn't know where you found that, but if it happened to come out of an office somewhere and you get caught with it, I don't know who gave it to you. So anywho, I filled out I said, I'll take that test. And the management was like, really? Okay, well, if you can pass it, you can take the test. And so I go through the answer sheet and get everyone, and I made sure 1 was wrong. Something obscure. Anyway, so I passed the test, and the angst and pain I got from all the older guys who have been busting their ass for like years to pass that test and to actually be selling golf clubs because I love the sport, whereas I don't give a fuck about golf. All I cared about was people with money love golf, and people love spending shitloads of money on golf stuff, which means I get commissions on like fucking everything. So I remember as a 16-year-old breaking in like $800,000 a month. No, more than that, every couple of weeks, just because I was selling shitloads of clubs. And these old guys actually got into management and were like, what the fuck, this guy. They busted me back to doing like cashier work, and I would sell people while I was a cashier, and they make money that way. So I was like double dipping. And eventually it just didn't work out, and we parted ways. But that's how I cheated on a test to sell stuff and make an assload of money off of someone else's kind of QQ. Okay, number 16. How about we go a little further ahead? Okay, something out of employment-wise. No, golly, about me. So here's an interesting thing. The first game I ever played, and actually, no, not ever played. First game I ever taught anybody to play was my brother in a game called Shining in the Darkness on the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis, for you guys who don't know, is don't fucking give me that. You should know what a Sega Genesis is. So that game is like a dungeon crawler, and it's like a bunch of maps. You just have to remember the maze to get back to the towns and to go to where you need to go. So, anywho, we're going through, and I'm showing him, like, dude, you need to gear up and make sure you have enough of this and this and this. Make sure you have these potions. Make sure you have an egress potion so you don't have to walk all the way back. And, like, he was getting real frustrated with the game until I showed him how to do that stuff. And then now he just fucking rocked it. He was like, oh, it was so much easier after you told me, Bo, because now I knew that I had enough potions and I ran out of mana, I was covered, and like I really enjoy it a lot more. And it was that game that actually inspired me to keep like teaching people and to kind of want to make a little bit more than just playing, right? I actually wanted to show people what the hell to do. So that was a game that actually inspired a lot of what Gaming Coach X is, and I have to thank my little brother for that. All right, back to a high school story. For me, I used to also work at a movie theater. I worked at movie theaters for like 5 years or something. It was like sophomore through sophomore of college, something like that. A little while longer, I don't remember. And so I'd always be there for like big releases, and we're talking like Phantom Menace and Gladiator and lots of other big ones, right? Back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And so I remember during the summer, it's where it was really hot in Colorado, so people wear shorts and all that stuff. So I used to have to lead the usher teams at that time. Now, ushers are those people that clean up all the cups and shit between movie theaters. So what I always used to tell my ushers was, this is the movie time where you can make as much money as you want, which is if you clean thoroughly and look under every single seat and clean all the shit off, you may find dollars or change or other stuff because people wear shorts and shit falls out of their shorts. So I'd always make my team work hard and hard and hard. No one could ever figure out how my teams worked so damn hard and made everything so clean. And it was pure out bribery with the idea of potentially making some side cash. I remember me and my friend Matt at the time, we pulled in like $200 in a night just off shit that fell. We're not talking like going through wallets or something, but just money on the floor and coins and all that other stuff. We'd be loaded up with coins that we almost looked like a hamster does when he puts shit in his mouth, but it was like ridiculous. And management, they didn't care. Whatever they didn't see, they didn't hear about, and they don't mind. We weren't going through wallets or anything, so it's not a big deal. If you're going through wallets, you're just an asshole. So we're just picking up stuff that, who knows. We returned so many wallets, though, that people were really grateful to us. So there's a little bit of karmic payback for all the money I got from people's misfortunes. Let's see, number 18. Jesus, 27 minutes already. Fuck me, this is a long one. Anyway, maybe we're going to do 20 items, because this is ridiculous. Or it's like 20 stories. It's not even items. It's like shit I know. It's like these fucking things that YouTube people make that is like really boring. That's one thing you can know about me, that I don't really like a lot of the shit on YouTube. I really don't. I think it's mostly garbage. And I think that most of the people that are doing really well on YouTube, God bless them. I wish I had what they had. Fucking jelly like you wouldn't believe. But at the same time, I think they do disservices to their crew. And a lot of them will sit on their laurels because they got so many subs. It doesn't matter if they plow out shit or not, because they're going to get at least 5% of a watch. And if you got 1 million subs, it's 50,000 views in a day. 50,000 views on a day is a fucking lot of views. You do that over even a month. Let's just assume you don't get any views other than new videos. 50 times 30 days, you're talking 1.5 million views a month. Okay, that with about a $10 CPM is about like $1,500 just for fucking nothing. Basically garbage, like crap. And for me, I plow out some fucking boners here and there because it's just stuff I enjoy, or different things that may not be related to gaming, but at the same time, I try my best to at least be entertaining, or to show folks things, or to display new deals. And it fucking grinds my ass. I look at things like Fail Army. They just copy shit that other people do on YouTube, put it as their own, and just make millions off of it. Because what the fuck is copyright on that one? Like gaming channels, we got our asses handed to us when the copyright stuff came through. And what else? God damn, fucking Equals 3. Fuck that guy. Ray William Johnson. I respect the man for doing what he did for YouTube and for showing the people YouTube. But it's like, dude, you do videos about other people's shit and just comment on it. Like, yeah, it worked. It's a good strategy, and it worked before. But I mean, come on, man, really? What else? God. So I mean, for me, I do have quite a bit of standard for myself, even if it doesn't assume. I'm gonna plug in just in case. I don't know whether or not my battery, because I had it at 50%, but I mean, I did not expect this to go 30 minutes. So yeah, I just hold myself to a higher standard, or try to, and I always try to add value to people, regardless of how shitty my video is. I'll always have a nugget in there for people. I'm always trying to make sure I'm adding something, and it's all original. I don't fucking copy my own things, and if I do, it's for a parody, like funny thing. Like I did a Harlem Shake video, and I didn't know the music because that's stupid and dumb to pick copyrighted music and put it in your video, regardless if 50,000 people have done it. One of those fucks your channel. Don't mess with your channel like that. Okay, 19. God damn. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's one. I don't know if any of it... See, here's the thing, right? I want to tell some stories, but I don't know whether or not you guys would enjoy them. If you want to hear more kind of... I don't know, risque stories I have about shit I've done, put it in the comments below. Fuck yeah, I'd like to hear that. If you put that in the comments below, I'll know you made it 31 minutes into this video, and I will make a video about maybe 10 things I've done, which, I don't know if I actually really would have told anybody, but it might be fun that way. Let's see, 19. Okay, well, here's a little, like a vanilla fucking one. We're talking vanilla. I remember in high school, I had a buddy, and there were 2 other girls in ROTC with us, but they were in different corps. And we all kind of knew each other from the drill team circuit, and so we figured we had them over. I had a hot tub at my house at the time in Colorado, and parents are gone. You can add 2 together. So anyway, one of the chicks was really hot, and the other chick was really not very hot. And my friend really liked the hot one. I, on the other hand, have no standards when it comes to that, but a little bit of standards. But in the case of this girl... So, to be a bro, I actually just went for that one to get her out of the way, so that way my buddy could take the good one. And I remember getting the worst blowjob I've ever had in my life. It was the worst. Oh, God. I get kind of scared about this. Fucking seeing that face, just kind of, oh God, just flashback right back into my brain here. Ugh. Anyway, that's a story we can leave for something else, but yeah, that was weird. Oh, I remember there was like whipped cream and strawberries all over the place, and I left shit everywhere. So when my parents get home like the next day, they got fucking containers of strawberries and like whip and other weird oddities just laying out all over the lawn and stuff. And they come back and they're like, what the fuck happened? And I said, your teachings were good, Dad. I did well. And he's just, yeah, I get grounded for that, but that's okay. It was worth it. And my dad actually was like, so anywho, he'll remember, if you remember the one where I left the garage door open, and actually I think you guys were actually home, and I was just really quiet about it. Don't have to tell you about it. I don't think he's going to watch this video anyway. And if he does, well, you understand what happened. Remember that. At number 20, let's just leave it at 20, because 25, holy balls, it's going to take a while. Because I guess the intention was to do things, like little, oh my God, look at me. I had like 5 glasses. Oh, but I actually gave you a lot of value and some funny lols. 20, right. I was in Taekwondo for a long time, and I was an assistant instructor, recommended black belt. Did it for a long time. I was on the demo team, and also I did tournaments at the time. And I remember one tournament where I didn't have a cup, and I just forgot. But anywho, I'll learn about that one in a second here. So I get through 2 rounds, beat the ass out of 2 people real bad, and my school is actually doing really well. So well that the final match is between me and one of my other students. But this is like, if you've ever seen Rocky 4, where Rocky's going up against that Russian guy, it's like, this guy has been training his whole life. He is Korean as fuck, and is like, you know, you're really, really at a disadvantage. This guy's like a 4X black belt going up against me. They just put me in the black belt like circle, thinking I was going to get knocked out, but I didn't. So anyway, I go up against him, and we're just exchanging point, 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 point. He does a roundhouse, kicks me straight in the nutsack. I'm not wearing a cup, and I fucking fold to the ground. And I actually got hit so hard, one of my nuts went back into my body, and I actually had to like jump up and down to push it out. And I'm like bawling my eyes out. And I remember when my buddy Jake actually saw that shot, just like boonk. And yeah, I didn't leave that up. I was really glad I had a lot of friends come down to see that match, because that was really motivating to kind of be like, "Oh, thank you so much, sir, for kicking me in the scrotes." But yeah, that was it was an interesting time. I wouldn't say the funnest time ever, but at least you can always say that I got hit so hard that my ball had to go back home. Okay, so that's 20 things about me that's kind of interesting. And if you liked it, great. If you made it this far in the video, you should have commented like twice by now, just saying something, and then the fuckity fuck tell me whatever I said to tell you all the risque stories. But if you made it this far, why don't you put down 36-minute warrior in the comments, because you're a 36-minute warrior if you made it all the way through this bullshit hearing rant. So until next time, guys, my usual rant will be like, comment, subscribe. And if you like this kind of honesty and integrity in YouTube videos, make sure to fucking let other people know about it. Talk about my channel and share it to your buddies, you know? It's not like, it just makes the channel go a little bit better and motivates the shit out of me to do more, but you guys are pretty core if you're out this far. So again, thank you again. I love you guys to death, and I'm glad to see that we're still progressing. Channel's still increasing by 60 subscribers a day, and it's fun as hell watching all these old school like companies like the New York Post and all these, and I'm just fucking trucking through them, which is great. So it's all up to you guys, and I sure appreciate it. So like, comment, subscribe, share, and kiss my ass. See ya.